Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bash for those who don't already know me. And tonight I'm going to be going on a bit of a rant. The other day I seen that Leray had a song that went platinum named No More Parties. I guess Lil Durk is supposed to be on the remix or whatever. And I'm going to be giving y'all my take on that. I have a lot to say and I feel like what I have to say could be helpful to many. So I'm going to share it. But not before dropping this dope ass theme song. Let's get into it.
I'm prepared to hear this.
Yeah, I got this crown on my head and it sit well. I'm running shit in these chains and they fit well. You know niggas really go for me.
So, if you're not already hip to who Leray is, she's an American singer, best known for her song No More Parties with Lil Durk. Well, I guess he's on the remix. Or, you may know her as the girl who used to date Trippie Redd, I guess. Or, you may know her as Benzino's daughter. And that's exactly what I'm going to be talking about tonight. Google describes Benzino as an American television personality.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
But we're just going to call him Leyray's father for now because honestly I didn't know who he was until I knew about Leray. Leray caught my attention from one of her DJ Vlad interviews. I was watching a DJ Vlad interview about somebody else and hers came on after that one. But I was driving, so I didn't want to break my focus to change it. So I just decided to let it play. And I started to notice she had a pretty cool personality, or at least from what I could see at that moment. I remember her talking about how these days you have to have some sort of faith. And I agreed with that. So, naturally I kind of just gravitated towards watching more of her interviews. I tried to check out some of her music, but shortly after I decided it just wasn't for me. It was just too worldly. But even still, in her music, she said little key things that I could agree with, like when she said something about being pretty and how she didn't need any makeup. And I thought to myself, if a lot more women had that attitude in this society, a lot more women would, look better, because a lot of women look better without makeup than with it, in my opinion. Ultimately, I seen her as another young, black, misguided sister with potential, but wasted potential because she's degrading herself on the internet and on the televisions and the music videos and even the interviews, because in the interviews, she's not speaking highly of her father and she's talking about things that shouldn't be talked about, talking about her sexual life and all these things that really should be private information. She's bringing it to the forefront for everybody to see. And these are things that people shouldn't be hearing or seeing, especially not from her. And so whenever I seen that, I just thought to myself, man, that's a shame. She had so much potential. Her father had a legacy, and she's creating a legacy apart from that, and that's a good thing. But why are you degrading yourself and bringing shame on yourself and your family to do it? It's a real shame, because us as people, we shouldn't want to see this. We should be thinking to ourselves, that's a shame. If I were her father, I would feel very disrespected. And I would feel like you owe me an apology. You're my child. I brought you into this world. And you're on here talking trash about me on a song. And that same song went platinum. That means us as the public, us as everybody who's buying her records and listening to her stuff, streaming her stuff, or whatever the case is, we're basically rewarding her behavior. Because I remember back when, what is her name? Bhad Baby. She came out. She's the girl who was, I guess, on, I don't know, some reality talk show, talking trash about her mom. When I seen her, I thought to myself, oh man, it's over. Other people are going to start coming out the woodworks and doing the same thing, because they see now they can get viral doing it. And people will do just about anything for clout or to go viral these days. And now look, here it is.
Another one.
We got other people doing it now. Back in the days, it was very looked down upon to speak ill upon your family, especially your parents. People wouldn't dare say anything bad about their parents, but you know, just to speak ill of your cousin, your auntie, your uncle, your brother. People didn't even think about disrespecting their parents. But here we go, 2021. Here we are.
I'm on Rolling Stone breaking all kinds of records, and this Benzino wants to come online and start, bro. Instead of being a father and just supporting from that side, you still want to be bitter. All that other personal shit he talking about, mansions and all that, everybody that's been in my life is cap. That cap. We lost everything. Source was gone. By the time I was old enough to even understand the source, that shit was gone, bro. Give it up. If you a father, right, support your kids, man. That's it. Don't go online looking for, what's the word called? Clarity? Like, you looking for some type of sympathy? People to feel bad for you? Because of what? Let's talk about how I don't speak to you. You didn't wish me happy birthday on like damn near none of my birthdays. Didn't say happy Thanksgiving. Haven't spoke to you in months, but then try to get me to go on Growing Up Hip Hop, right? Try to get me to go on Growing Up Hip Hop. Told me that they wasn't gonna let you on it if it wasn't for me. They didn't want to pay me the money I wanted. After that, I never heard from you again. Never heard from you again.
When I met Koi's mother, I was hustling in the streets. All right, I was getting street money, and we in every apartment, we went up. When I got with the Sauce, we was living with a house with an indoor pool in Boston. We went from a low bedroom apartment to a bigger one, to a bigger one, to a house, to a bigger house, to a mansion in Jersey. I did that, and I'm proud of that. I shouldn't get credit for it, but now that I'm being dragged as a bad father, well,
Doing just that. And I'm going to keep saying it. It's a shame. Because I looked more into the situation and I looked at what her father had to say. And according to him, Koi grew up in mansions, okay? And that's a direct quote from his mouth. Her father, okay? I don't know how young she was when she was in that position, but it doesn't matter because she's still here. It must have not been that bad. She's still alive. She didn't die from starvation. You know, she's still alive and breathing to tell the story, so it must not have been too bad. She survived through it. But here she is on songs talking about how her father let her down. You're the one who let yourself down. You're the one who started bringing shame on yourself and your family by speaking ill of your father and by dressing like a slag. I was subscribed to her on YouTube, and literally every other thing I see her posting is skimpy. One time she posted something in some black leather outfit, and it was more skin than clothes. Nobody else is doing that but you. And that's making yourself look like trash. The whole world is looking at you, make a fool of yourself and your family.
Are you stupid or something?
And that's the reason why you're going platinum. Not because your music is just so fire. Not because people are actually happy for the success you have for yourself. They're just enjoying watching you make a fool of yourself and bring shame on your family. It's entertainment. That's why you're going platinum. So I just wanted to speak on that because when I seen that, it made me angry because she posted it like that was some sort of achievement. Talking about, we went platinum, y'all. I guess that was the caption, if I remember correctly. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm like, you actually think this is an achievement? A song that's bringing shame on your family. You see that as an achievement, it going platinum. That means however, I don't know how many people have to see it and stream it and all that stuff for it to go platinum. I don't know how that part works. But however many people, I bet it's a lot of people, okay? That many people saw you make a fool of your father. You should feel ashamed of yourself. You should feel guilty. When you have, that plaque or whatever you had in your hand holding up, you should feel shame every time you see that. Because you earned it, but at what cost? You only get one father in this world. How would you feel if the very next day after you went platinum, you found out that your father died? How would you feel? You're bragging about a plaque that you got for a song that you openly disrespected your father on. And he didn't deserve it. He built his legacy so that you could even be where you are right now. If it wasn't for him, you wouldn't be who you are. You're his daughter. A lot of people probably just gave you a chance just based on that. A lot of people probably just knew you and you had the little temporary spotlight just based on that. That was your jumping point, your father's legacy. So how are you now feeling big and bold enough to shit on that? That's sad. I feel sorry for you because the Most High is going to give you what you deserve for that. And if you really are in the Bible and you really have some sort of faith, you'd open up that Bible and you'd see that he doesn't take disrespecting your parents lightly. He says to honor your parents. That's what he said. And that's not to say that you need to act like your parents are perfect, because nobody's perfect. We all fall short of the glory, but you are to honor your mother and your father because God said to. And it makes me mad because I see the hypocrisy. You're somebody who's talking about upholding the Bible and saying that you got to have some sort of faith. But yet, you're the very one who's going platinum and viral for disrespecting your father. I have to call it out because we can't keep rewarding these things. If we want to see our people become better, we have to start shaming and chastising these types of actions. And it's obvious that she's going platinum. She's steadily working with more artists. She's getting bigger. This needs to be checked. And I don't have anything personal against her or anybody else. But we have to put a stop to this if we actually want to become better people. She literally has a song called Do Better. So if I were her, I'd see this video and I'd correct myself. Go call your father and apologize. And never do it again. The same way you dissed your father in a song, you need to go make a song dedicated to him, apologizing to him and asking for his forgiveness. And if you don't, the Most High is going to bring a judgment to you. And trust me, it won't be pretty. That's all I really had to say. I didn't want to spend too much time talking about this subject because I got way better things to talk about. But I just had to call it out. Like, share, and subscribe. Comment if there's anything on your mind. And with that being said, I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Mom shit.
I'm prepared to hear this.
Yeah, I got this crown on my head and it said, well, I'm running